Hey, it's your girl Monique 69 Ways Johnson. I'm here for the Summer House Month of Vineyard, Season 2, Episode 7 and 8 review. I know I am late, but life was lifing for me and here I am. So um for episode 7 and 8, I really don't have no notes, so I'm just gonna go off memory at this moment. And I do not have screenshot for episode 7, so we're just gonna go back person to person that who stood out to me during the episode, and let's talk about it, shall we? So episode 6 ended with Summer and her feelings storming off with Noelle running behind her, which I still don't know why. Noelle was running behind her. I would have just let her be and let her get sober. But yeah, it was crazy. So with Summer, she told Noelle like get her some space because I guess she was drunk and she can't. I guess she can't really think when she's in that state of mind. And told her to leave, get her some space, and Noelle left. And we see Noelle go to Shanice and Bria because they was in Shanice's room originally. And then we get to scene what Summer was speaking to Jasmine and Jordan about, and she had an emotional breakdown and stuff about what just happened, I guess, or how she's feeling. And then we get to another scene the next day. Um, Summer and Noelle had a talk privately, and Summer apologized basically about her behavior, I guess, or what happened, and I guess why she acted that way. And then I remember Noelle asked her, "Did you remember pushing me?" And then she kind of, it was like a slight hesitant. It was like a second, and she said no. And I kind of find it hard to believe because you did push that girl. You always put your hands on somebody. Then you put your hands on Bria last season. Mm-hmm. You should be kicked out the house since that was the rules for Mariah. But anyway, yeah. So they have a conversation, and Noelle says she feel like it's something deeper with Summer the way she's behaving. And Noelle says she gonna take a step back from Summer, basically, and I don't blame her. And Summer has some deep issues going on with her, and she need to talk to a therapist about it because that's not cool. Now, if it was me, put your hands on me, we tussling, okay? The bottom line. But Noelle kind of brought that on herself because she should never been. When someone said, "Get off of me," you should have got off her. Don't touch her. Why you running behind her? So you kind of brought on yourself, Noelle, with some of the pushing and pulling and stuff. So there's that. And I think that's basically it with Summer and Noelle. And also, yeah, it was like Nick was having an event. So she said she was gonna be sober throughout the event for the day or whatever. I was like, that would be best because you was acting an ass last episode, drunk and all in your feelings for nothing. Talking about Bria push you that way. Nah, something deeper. I think you jealous of Noelle and her friendship with Bria and Shanice, or just Noelle being interested in Nick, the one who was inside you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that was it for Summer and Noelle that I can recall. Who I want to talk about next? So Nick. So this is like basically a Nick episode because it was his event. Um, he started off. He had a 5K to run, and I guess in the Vineyard they had a 5K race going on, so he signed up for that. He was the only one that went. He texted the I guess he did a group text and texted the group that he need to have a meeting later after his 5K race and stuff like that. And he got to the race. He did well. He did better than I could ever can. He placed it in fifth place out of 100 people. I think that's really excellent. He said he likes running, and he did like 10 races so far. 10 more than I did could ever do. I'll have to train extensively. But yeah, he placed in fifth place and stuff like that. And he just and then he got back to the house after the race. And they had like the little meeting about Lux on the Bluff is his event that he's doing that night. And also what's his girlfriend name? Tasia. Tasia was coming into town as well, or she was already in town at that time, and she was gonna come to the house to the party and what have you. And he had a list of chores, basically, of what he need help with and what he like each person to do, whether it's the bar or cleaning the toilets, make sure the washrooms are clean on the first level floor, or what have you. And this is when Bria really got on my nerves. I mean, she asked him, I don't see what he kind of told him, like, I don't want to, I don't think we should have a meeting and what have you. And then she asked, what do you need me to do? With an attitude, it was like, damn. He said, if you don't want to help, you don't have to. And then she just said, just tell me what you want me to do with attitude. And he just said, you need can you please make sure the washrooms are clean and toilet paper and stuff in there for the first level for the guests and what have you. And she just stormed off with Milo in her arms, and Shanice, sneaky ass, run off behind her, talking I'm gonna help her. No, Shanice, you just want to dip out because you really don't want to do shit, but run around naked. But anyway, yeah, so she run off and she with this attitude to her room with Simon in there. I don't know. I guess her and Simon had a argument or something because I guess Simon's mad that he can't stay. But we'll talk about that a little later when we get to her ass. Um, he just spill out what he would like people to do. And then wait, let me go back because Bria said like, I don't know why I gotta help Nick. What nobody helped me when I do my events. And then they did the production did a flashback of Nick, Alex, and I think Shanice was helping her in one of her events that was outside. I was like, this Delulu heifer, spoiled Delulu Brady heifer. But yeah, let me get back to Nick. He gave out their duties, and they was starting to do their duties and what have you, clean up the house, getting it ready for the Lux on the Bluff event. Um, I think Nick cousin came and a friend of his came, I believe, for the event and also helped. Um, what else happened? Tasia came. Tasia came as they was, prepping the house and cleaning the house and what have you. And they hugged, and then Tasia, they did a scene. They showed the scene so quickly of Tasia on Nick's back getting those tattoos off. I don't know what kind of tattoos they had and how much it take to take that off because they look like a job because he had it like really all over his fucking body, front and back, I believe, from the Freaknik event. Um, what else happened? We get to it was time for the event. People got dressed for the event. They looked nice. Lux on the Bluff, and Nick, I'm gonna have to get on you about that food. I seen like pizza boxes. I'm like, you couldn't get no cater. It wasn't in the budget, so I couldn't believe that. Lux on the Bluffs it's supposed to be Lux, right? It's not. It wasn't giving. Pizza box was not giving Lux, okay? So it would have been nice to get catered, but I understand if it wasn't in the budget. So get to the event. Everybody looked nice. They spilled out to the outside yard. Nick made a toast. Um, he talked about his race. How he came in fifth place and how the number 5 been following him because he lost his line brother. He was the 5th number line in the line brother. Number 5 was his number. And I think his name was Aaron or Biv. I think they call him Biv as a nickname. And he made a toast and he got emotional in the confessional about losing his line brother because he said it was a freak accident. He drowned. He said he was an advocate swimmer, trained swimmer, I guess, and he drowned, and that was unfortunate. He got really emotional in the confessional, and I really appreciate his openness and his vulnerability on camera. And I ain't gonna lie, I got teary eyed because it was touching and sad to hear. Um, his friend, he lost his line brother so young, so. And he made a toast to being black and all that good stuff. And they had the party and they went back inside to dance. They was dancing. Then they talking about the Divine Nine, the sorority and the fraternity, and they was having a good time. They was the Capitals was showing their moves with the shimmy and stuff. And then you got what's her name, Noelle with her AKA over there doing their little 1-2. It was cute, and they was having a good time. I think that was it. But I do want to go backtrack because Nick did had a point when he came to the house after his race, nobody congratulated him or like want to support him during that time. So that was kind of effed up. I will have to say that was effed up for the people because 9 times out of 10, Nick will support everyone in the house and what they want to do, stuff like that. So I will have to get some pushback to the rest of the housemates on that one because that was wrong. And a text wouldn't hurt. If you couldn't do it physically, show up with him to the race, a text wouldn't hurt after he sent out that group text that he was going to his race and stuff. So it wouldn't hurt just to type a couple of words of good luck. So the party was still happening. So we're gonna get on Bria and Simon. So it was at one point we're gonna get on Bria. It was at one point of the episode 7 that Bria wasn't feeling Summer after the night before, and rightfully so because someone was on one and Bria really wasn't giving out that energy for Summer to act that way, in my opinion, and what was shown. So, Bria and who was in Jordan, I think Shanice, they was all in the kitchen at one point, talking about Summer's behavior and how Bria felt at that moment and what have you, and how Summer blew through in Bria's face about Simon, like not fucking with her and what have you, because the night before, the blow up, Bria I guess came in, I guess Jordan and Summer's room, and express her feelings about Simon and stuff like that. And well, Bria was really when they showed the flashback, Bria was really, I guess, expressing it to Jordan, but Summer was somewhere in the cut hiding somewhere. Cause she always go in that closet. I think that's a closet that they always go in there too. There's no cameras at, so she probably was eavesdropping or in the next bed or what have you. But anyway, she threw that in Bria's face as she was screaming at her or what have you when they had that argument. And and then Summer came down and asked Bria, "Does she want to talk?" And Bria was like, "No, I'm not in the mood to talk right now." And I guess Bria said, "I need some time. I'm not feeling you right now." It just literally happened like a few hours ago. It wasn't that long ago. So yeah, and then as the party Lux on the Bluff was happening, Simon get the idea of putting on this flamingo outfit. Um, it was harmless, but it was still kind of cringy seeing him. But it's Simon. Like what you expect from Simon? I mean, last season he was on a counter dancer and he was feeling himself, having himself a good time on all by himself in his own little bubble, his own little world. So it was harmless, but they did show a flashback of I think Summer and Bria tell him not to wear it at the Lux on the Bluff. It's something like you can do poolside when this was like a pool party, but it wasn't a pool party. And I guess Bria got embarrassed, even though it was harmless. He still shouldn't have did it. And when she expressed it earlier that you shouldn't wear it, but nevertheless, it was harmless. And I don't think nobody really was bothered by it. Nick was looking like, what the fuck? But it's Simon, so what you expect? But nobody else made a big deal about it. But leave it up to Bria to like put a spotlight on it and make it bigger than what it was. So she blew up on Simon to him to take that shit off and stuff like that. And she was yanking on it for a minute, like to take it off and making a big scene. And he was like, "Well, I'm trying to have a good time, because Simon was lit. He was toasted. I mean, drunk, drunk boots, having a good time. And then eventually he took off the flamingo costume. And Bria was trying to hide and stuff, and they talking about he passed gas. So it was a lot. And Bria just going off like this is about Nick's friend. The party was tribute to Nick's friend, and I get that, but it was a better way she could have handled it. And it went from the I guess the dance floor they was dancing on to they made their way to the hallway, to the front door by the stair. They went up the stairs. It was a lot. And Amir girlfriend Natalie was eavesdropping, and I guess the girlfriend and the boyfriend, they was having their own little committee about what's going on. And Natalie's the ringleader about relaying about what's going on, because she was like, if you notice, she was there eavesdropping, peeping, what have you. And yeah, she blew up on them. And then it was a beat continued because they got into it. Bria and Simon got into it about the flamingo outfit, and Bria felt embarrassed by her white boyfriend, her white corny boyfriend. So there's that. So that was like the end of episode 7. If I missed something, oh well, because that's all I can remember at the moment. And if I do remember something, I will bring it up. As this review go on. So we get to episode 8. So episode 8 left off where episode 7 ended. So we got excuse me. We got Bria have her meltdown about Simon embarrassing her, and she feel embarrassed by Simon and his behavior. So, and then we get Amir nosy drunk. He was drunk too. After a while, you could tell he was drunk as he was talking to Bria and Simon. And Simon came and sat down next to Bria, talking and stuff. And then he go, Amir think he Dr. Phil, counselor, therapist, couple therapist, talking to them. At one point, he grabbed Simon's face. I'm like, is he? The mirror is drunk, telling him what to do and what to say and all that good stuff, and to talk it out about the flamingo outfit and the incident of the blew up of Bria on Simon. So yeah, it's I just said at this point everybody needs to drink some coffee or some water or go sleep it off because everybody was either in their feelings or drunk out their mind. Um, so we see a scene of Tasia. They did a scene of showing Tasia in the bed waiting for Nick, and I think since the couples came in, they had to switch the rooms because some people have solo rooms, and I think Nick and Tasia has I want to say Jasmine room. Whoever had the solo room, it was one of them. And then we see a scene where Nick is like going down in the basement to his room where the bunk beds are. I guess getting some clothes or changing out of his clothes or getting a shirt or what have you. And checking on Shanice because Shanice is in his bed. So and Shanice is drunk and he want to make sure she ain't throwing up all over his ish. And I don't blame him. So they show a scene of that. Um, what else happened? Preston and his boyfriend, Donald, they was downstairs cleaning the house because it was a hot mess from Lux on the Bluff event last night, and Amir, I guess woke up with a hangover. He was out of it. I guess then they show a flashback of him and Preston having a drinking contest. Preston said, "I can hold my liquor." They were just shots. Crazy. And Amir, I guess, thought he could hang, but looked like he couldn't. So there's that. What else happened? Oh yeah. They just getting a montage of people. They going from room to room. People waking up. How they feeling the next morning. And then we get a scene. Well, I guess Bria, Shanice, Noel, and Natalie White ass bring her ass over there to have a conversation. I guess girl chat, girl talk. Um just talking about they was talking about Nick at one point. I don't know how he came up, to be honest. I don't remember how he came up in the conversation. But they did talk about Nick being handsy to uh to some of them, I guess, in the house. And being a flirt or what have you. And Natalie just up in the midst of it, like they all hang out, like they go way back. The what else happened? Yeah, they had a conversation about Nick being handsy and being a flirt and how he get when he drunk, basically, and when he drink too much. And Bria had the nerve to say, like, when he in that state, if a girl was down, he'd be willing to F that girl, whoever was down with it. And I was like, wow, you said that on camera, and that's how you really feel? I mean, not too long ago, you want to sleep support from this man. Like, okay. it was like night and day on Bria's feelings for towards Nick. It was weird. So yeah, so and then Natalie volunteered her services about bringing it up to Tasia. They think Tasia should know, what have you. And at this point, nobody shut Natalie down about not doing it that I recall. Serves my memory. I don't remember that. Nobody shutting Natalie down to her. Don't do that. Don't step into that lane. Um, what else happened? And then Natalie, eager ass, ran back to the room where her and Amira reside. And she told Amir what the girls said about Nick and about being handsy and stuff, how she want to bring it up to Tasia, what have you. And as she was saying this, she closed the room door, but Alex was coming out of the washroom because I guess, they have to share like washroom and showers and stuff, what have you. And Alex was coming out of the room, the washroom that was in that room, because I guess he was showering or what have you. And yeah, she didn't know that, and she kind of had this look like, oh shit. And he excused himself out of their room. So I'm like, did Alice hear what she said? Well, he was just too busy trying to gather his things to get fuck on and go get dressed. Um, she continued to say, then Amir, of course, encourages it. I believe he encourages it to her to do so about, telling Tasia what was being said about Nick being handsy and stuff and being a flirt. Get to a scene where Bria and Simon family have a conversation because the rest of the house, they getting ready to go out. I guess they going biking. So they was getting ready, and then Day is out on the roof deck, whatever, patio, whatever you want to call it. Having a conversation about last night, about him in the flamingo outfit, how she felt. And at this moment, when she was talking, it's like she flipped it around and she made herself like the victim of the situation that happened last night. And then she started talking about a situation that happened, I guess, in Germany and what have you, her experience. I mean, I feel for her experience and I understand her experience being like a black girl and around clear people. So, and being judged by off your appearance and look. And I get it. I get it. But for as last night, that had to do with nothing about what happened last night. So her did that flip switcheroo to make her the victim and in the situation, it was mind boggling. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm like, what they got to do with last night? I hear you, but you literally verbally attacked Simon about the flamingo outfit, and it could have been handled a better way. But I guess that he apologized, what have you, about his behavior last night, and they kind of, made up. I guess I can't really remember what he said verbatim about um what she was talking about, her experience or whatever, what have you. I'm like, if that happened long ago, a while ago, why are you bringing it up now? So that was my whole point. You should have brought it up then to him, but she could have, but who knows? Just probably bringing it up again. And the way Simon be sitting, it give me that he used to this behavior from Bria. So if he like it, oh well. Who am I? Um, so they show them going biking. Um, I guess through the vineyard, biking through the vineyard. So they're gonna bike from, I guess, the bike people to the restaurant or whatever they're gonna have lunch at. They're gonna sit down and eat. So they was biking. Only people that didn't do the biking was Nick and Tasia. So they drove to the restaurant or what have you. So, and plus the way they was dressed, it was not dressed for biking, to be honest. So, um, uh, yeah, they drove to the restaurant, and then we get a cute scene of Jordan and Jasmine, because Jordan is like struggling. She's on the struggle bus when it comes to this biking. It was like, girl, do not fall. That's what they was given. Like, you, girl, it'd be bad if you fall. So, Jasmine was coaching her and encouraging her that she got it and what have you. It was like a nice little moment between the two, because they did have a good friendship before Jasmine got married to Silas, and what happened last season, what have you. So it was a good moment, but to this day, I heard that they do not have the best relationship still, and it's unfortunate that their friendship went that way. That it seemed like it can't be prepared, especially on Jordan's side with her attitude and her personality. She have a hard time to forgive people, or let's move on. I understand friendship change when one of your friends, one of your good girlfriends or boyfriends get into a relationship and get married. It will be some change. It shouldn't you don't mean you have to automatically, even though you don't care for their spouse, it don't mean you have to automatically cut them out your life. Unless something detrimental happened between y'all two. But or some major happened between y'all two, I should say. Other than that, it was much nothing happened between those two last season that I saw that could be repaired. But yeah, so it will change once the person get married. It should change a lot. It's just gonna be a different relationship. You're just gonna have to modify a relationship. So once what you had, it should be modified because they is married. So you're gonna be a little different, but don't mean you have to cut that person completely off. You get what I'm saying? So that was a cute moment between those two as they was biking. Um, they get to the restaurant. It looked like a busy place. It was a nice crowd out there. So they had a table because Nick and Tasia was already there waiting for them. So they got through biking. They got there. Preston said they already ordered ahead because Tasia and Donald, his fiance Donald, now fiance Donald, congratulations by the way to Preston and Donald on their engagement. But yeah, so he said Preston said that they ordered ahead of time because Tasia and Donald got to leave, go to the airport in an hour. I'm like, damn, that was quick. I guess they could only get like a day or two off work or what have you, because these people could stay long because they got careers, jobs, shit to do in real life. So is her ass up and proceed to walk around the table to Tasia and ask Tasia in front of Nick, mind you, can I talk to you? Can we talk for a minute? Can we try to pull her aside? And then she had the nerve to play in this girl head as she talking to her like, "Oh my girl, you don't put your hand in no black girl's hair." Tasia better than me. Like, don't do that. It'd be like, excuse you, put your hand in my head. And she was just asking, could she speak to the side for a second, what have you, in front of Nick. And Tasia looking like, no, I'm good. Thank you though. Thank you, no. I'm good. I'm about to leave anyway in a minute to go to the airport. She said no. She respectfully declined Natalie fuck shit that she was trying to do, and that was that. And Nick looking like, I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm gonna have to check about that later. So it was time for Tasia and Donald to leave. So they got up, and Nick was uh them was driving them to the airport. So even though they ordered their food, they still didn't get a chance to eat. So Nick just asked for his food. Could someone bring his food home of what he ordered? So that was that. And then Natalie Amira's totally still hungover from the night before trying to hang with Preston with shots. And he looked terrible. I can admit he looked terrible. He trying to drink, water, Gatorade and stuff like that. And basically trying to get some electrolytes. And Natalie told him that what she was trying to do, what have you. And now is again Nick was in the car, I guess driving, what have you, or after he dropped. I don't know. It was after he dropped or as he was driving to the airport or what have you. I can't remember, but I know Nick texted Natalie about what was that all about or what have you. Then she told him that Shanice, Noelle, and Bria said that he was handsies or whatever, and they want to tell Tasia handsy with them, and she wanted to tell Tasia about it, what have you. And you tell Nick was like hurt about it, and they were just texting back and forth about it and stuff like that. So after a while, they was chilling for a bit at the table at the restaurant, what have you. Then they proceed to go home in a car. So hold on. Nick and Preston was already at the house due to they had dropped their boyfriend and girlfriend off at the airport. So they was having a conversation about what the text, what Natalie was trying to do, and what the text was about the girls, Bria, Shanice, and Noelle, talking about he being handsy with them and stuff like that, and how they was trying to blow up his spot, I guess, with his girlfriend, and Preston didn't like it. Of course, he didn't like that, so rightfully so. I wouldn't like it either to hear that as a friend or a housemate that's what y'all trying to do. Tell someone's significant other some fuck shit while they visiting. And at one point they got to the house, the other housemates got to the house. At one point, yes, as they got to the house, all the housemates got to the house, and then Simon came up to Nick and apologized for his behavior the night before with Flamingo. And Nick said, "That's cool. There's water under the bridge. It wasn't that big of a deal, or what have you. So it was cool." And I appreciate Simon for going up to him and apologize. I don't know if Bria put him up to it or he did that on his own accord, but nonetheless, he did it on his own. So he apologized. So hey, it was cool. Next we get to see Natalie, Amir, and all the rest of the gang, I guess, coming to the kitchen where Preston and Nick is sitting. And Nick, had to bring it up because he said he has an issue of them bringing it up and trying to tell Tasia about him being handsy with them. And he said that's not true. And he said, I already talked about it to the people who had concerns or felt the way about him being handsy, I guess, when he get drunk. And it was Jordan and Summer, which was true. Like a few episodes ago, he did ask them, like, he apologized about that if they made them feel uncomfortable or what have you. And they did some flashbacks of him being handsy, I guess. And it really wasn't that bad of handsy. It was like a push or a grab or a tap unless they edit some other stuff out of him being handsy. So it was like, whoa, what's going on? And Noel, he told Noel, he like, I didn't even touch you. You said you just want to be part of the conversation. And then Noel said, I never said that you were handsy with me. I was just part of the conversation, like you been handsy with some of the other housemates or what have you. But she never said it was her that he was being handsy with. And he said, I stand corrected, what have you. And Natalie ass was just in the background. No, she started this shit and looking like, ooh, it's like throw a match on her hands. It's like this bitch. Oh, I'm like, I can't believe Shanice, Noel, and Bria let this bitch infiltrate their friend group or housemate group ish of what they got going on. I was just shaking my head like this bitch. In a way, Natalie, I'm a sidebar. With the way Natalie was moving in this episode, it was given like she was auditioning to be a part of the cast, and you can't tell me nothing different about it. It was like she was auditioning to be a part of this cast. I don't know if she did it on her oral core or stepping up, or Mira told her to do so, or producers told her to do so. Being a bone collector, trying to start some ish. If they did, they set it up for the okie doke. And I hear Amir talking about online or whatever that if the girlfriend can't come back on the show or what have you, or be on the show, I guess next season, then he out. And I'm like, don't threaten me with a good time because I really don't like your ass anyway. It's getting the producer pet in my eyes. The way sometimes you be moving and you got me side-eyeing you and your girlfriend. Anyway, we get back to Nick. He was talking to Noel. He said he stand corrected. And then Shanice talking about you never put your hands on me, but you do you be looking. I'm like, then they did a flashback of Nick looking, and she's like boo. She always showing her boobs, shaking her ass around him, mind you. He could be standing there. He ain't coming to her. He just standing there. I mean, he a guy. Of course, he got ass. He gonna look or what have you. So it was like it was getting weird, let's say the less, because it was getting like the stuff they was saying, like it was coming off creepy, like he a creep, and making things bigger than what it was. It wasn't even like that, and some of those type of things can put a damper on somebody's reputation, personally in business. So it's like it's just on TV and you saying these things, like it can cause harm and personal and professional business or relationships that Nick has. So let's just put that out there. So it was disappointing that they was going down this road. It was very disappointing, and I wish they hadn't. And then Bria was so quiet during this time. And then he looked at Bria. But before we get to Bria, I have a clip of Shanice ass, the one who have a problem, talking about with Nick now all of a sudden. But you just on Nick at the Freak Nick. Okay? Call him Nikki V, Nikki Valley, or whatever. Talking about, let me just show you the clip.
God damn, Yeti! You better lock your door tonight. He's going to hey, can I get your number? Now you got these little hoes. Now that you made a little money. With the tattoos, Nick is all for me. He's tall, tatted. I mean, when he started talking, I was like, oh, there we go. There's Nick. Keep those tattoos on. I'm going to tell your girlfriend, hey, I'm Nick.
What you was saying, Shanice? You was effing Nick tonight? Is that what you was saying? That night, Freak Nick? You was all up on him? touching him. You was handsy with him. So you had to be careful, honey, with the hands. And you know he got a girlfriend, and you talking about you was gonna F him tonight. What kind of shit is that? Like, no, that didn't pan out well for you to now have a problem with him. But he wasn't handsy with you, but he was looking. But you parade your ass around naked most of the time and always flashing someone. Of course he gonna look. He got ass, and you say he never crossed the line. What y'all talking about? And then Bria ass talking about how he was I guess flirty or what have you during the boat party at one point, because her ass was quiet and then she spoke up and then she brought up the BS about a boat party. I guess that was the first episode they had, the boat party, and it did production did a flashback, and Nick, the way they show when Bria was trying to shake her non-having ass, non-booty, flat booty ass, dancing on the boat, and Nick was all the way on the other side. He was not even close to her and stuff like that. And they show her talking about her butt, her donk, and he like, you really ain't got a donk, stuff like that. It was like, it was harmless. It wasn't what they showed, but unless they got something else for what they showed, it was harmless in my eyes. So there was that, and it's Bria was very disappointing because it's all the girls, Noelle, Bria, and Shanice, they was all disappointing to bring this up and let Natalie infiltrate their friend group, and try to come in confrontation with this BS of a mess that wasn't true, and only half true because Jordan and Summer had a problem, but he already addressed that a few episodes ago. So they ain't got nothing to do with these group of ladies right here. So yeah, they all disappoint me and trying to make Nick seem some kind of other way that can cause harm to his personal and professional relationship, business relationship, and trying to put a label on him that I do not want to say. And it's unfortunate, and I wish they didn't go down this road. I wish they could have just be honest or nipped it in the bud with Natalie, or trying to bring it up to Tasia. And Bria talking about what Nick was doing at the boat party, and then not too long ago you wanted what's called sleep support. Ask Nick, can you do sleep support with her or whatever? It was just weird. It was messed up, to say the least. So yeah, so that was the end of the episode. To be continued. So let me know what your thoughts below about it. Comment below what's your thoughts, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Fucking